Everybody, welcome back to the channel. First off, we've made it over 500 subscribers, so I'd like to thank each and every one of you who subscribed to the channel. I greatly appreciate it. Today we are going to do our field test for the Eafengrow 142, I believe. Yes, it's the EF142. It's in DC 53 steel. So basically today we're just going to sort of put it through some paces, something you might use this thing for, you know, like realistically, practicality kind of things. They said to me, for the size and weight and what it does, this kind of to me is more like a survival knife type blade. So with that in mind, we're going to try this thing out and see how it performs with a lot of tasks. So stay tuned with me, and we're going to get the camera set up here and just do some basic chopping. Okay guys, first up we have an olive here, wild Russian olive tree. Everybody knows how much I like these things, so it's definitely got to go. This one here's got some pretty nice thorns on it. We'll get a quick close-up of that in case anybody hasn't seen them yet in my parang video. And here we have it. I can't hardly see the camera too well because of the sun, but if we're focusing, ouch. That's just one of the average size thorns on these things. So yeah, all right. Let's get set up to whack this guy down and get him out of the way. Yes, here we go. And I've not honed, sharpened anything those things since I've got it, so. Not too bad. That was a pretty clean cut. Try to get that out of the way without getting stabbed up. Okay, I'd say it performed that test pretty good. Not too bad. Some of that stuff was pretty thin and whippy, and I'm holding the phone while doing it. It makes it a little harder for the accuracy, but it did pretty good. So let's get a little something more substantial and chop it up. Or maybe we'll find a small diameter tree and take it down, see how well it performs. Here we got something that's pretty well dead standing. Got some wild grapevines wrapped around it, and it's a pretty good diameter, especially if you're doing shelter building. This should well be the max that you'd need. So it's going to be a pretty good test. Like I said, this is a hardwood. It's dead, dry, dead standing. So this is going to be a tough cut. So we'll see what we can do here. So far, it seems to be cutting through that no problems whatsoever. I'm not too far from being through. It says wrapped up in some grapevines that may not fall, so we'll see. We're gonna come on the back side here, try to get that freed up. Actually, there you go. Ooh, get a little close up of the damage. Let me, there we go. Spin the camera around. As you can see, that thing was in pretty much dead condition, pretty bad shape. However, since we got these grapevines, these are pretty good tests. These things are hard to cut. A lot of bounce, so they are getting where you can see me. It's bouncing so much I don't even know if you all can see this. Okay, well, I'm not fiddle farting around with that. I got no angle to get in there. So, oh. Okay. All right, guys, give me just a minute. We'll get reset. Okay, guys, we got us a dead piece of pine, about 3.5 inch diameter, verging on 4 down here. So if I can get in a decent position, I'm just going to see if we can cut through this. And I'm not swinging for the fences because I'm trying to keep some control over what I'm doing, less likely to get hurt. I'm not trying to beat a storm in to get a fire or shelter doing anything. So yeah, not the best test medium. Where there's a section back here that's kind of on the softer side. However, the side facing the camera is pretty good shape yet. Making some good progress through there. Hey, keeping in mind, you know, this thing ain't a hatchet or a machete, so it's actually doing pretty good. There we go. Oh, and all that went too hateful. You know what? That'll be a, yeah, that'd be a real good piece to try to batten that through. So, oh yeah. Before we do that, And I lost most of it. I don't know if you can focus, and I'll see that, but she still shaves after all that. Okay, guys, we'll get set up at our stumps and we'll batten through this bad boy. Well, guys, I'd be remiss if I didn't go ahead and do a tent stake here. So typically I've been doing that with the knives out on the field test, so you know, no need to change that up now. So that's what we'll do. Ready? Let's how good can we see what I'm doing? Maybe get you guys a little more where you can see actually what I'm going on here. Some of this stuff's tricky filming by yourself. I hope that's in the focus. Let's make that come down just a little bit more for you. All right, we'll try that. All right, so now we got our X cut in there. Now we're going to carve that out to make our 7 notch. I know that there's a lot of people that make these. Some people make them quite pronounced. I found that I don't, in my experience, I've not really had to make them too deep. And typically I've had plenty of success, you know, just about like that. But obviously, you know, if you're having maybe a lot of heavy wind, maybe make that deeper would be beneficial. But let's change your camera angle here and we'll put a tip on that. Now let's refine that. And that's good enough. All right, guys. Now we got that done. We'll go ahead and get to battening that piece of pine we cut. Okay, guys, here we go. We got our piece of pine we chopped off there. Now we're going to see if we can't batten through this bad boy. As soon as I find us a decent batten, there it is. That's one I've been using up here by the little Bushcraft camp location. We're going to have to bring our camera up a hair higher. There we go. Now you'll be able to see me beating through this thing. Let me switch my angle just a little bit. Now the sun's whiting out the just can't catch a break with Mother Nature doing these videos. All right, here we go. Alright, let's get her again. Not too hateful. Not too bad. Okay, I'm going to make a whole bunch of these shavings here. I'll get back with you. I don't know if you all can say in the comments in future videos if you want to watch and make a big pile of these to test a ferro rod on. If you want to see that lengthy process, I'll be more than happy to film that for you. But I'm going to try to hopefully keep the wind from blowing all my work off here, so I may have a board or just in case you come back and you see this, I might have to set this up somewhere to help prevent my shavings from getting blowed all over the place. But I'll get right back with you guys. All right, everybody. If I were to say that was a pain in the butt, that would be an understatement of the year. The wind is not my friend today. This is out of the 2-pack. I got 2 of these off Amazon. What are they called? Baylight or Bite maybe. But pretty cheap, about $14 I think for 2 of these. All right. Now I got more sharper edges that vary on this. Actually, the sharpest part of the 90-degree spine on my knife is right here. I mean, it is really nice. However, if I was left-handed, that would be fine. But we'll see what we can do here. All right. Now this is nothing fancy. This is just a giant pile of shavings. So see if that will. No. Smell some smoke. Now, like I said, this is not the best 90-degree spine on this thing, and it's showing. It's not breaking this thing very well. And I've got some skipping and chatter. Okay. Hey, there we go. Covered in these shavings. All right, as you guys can tell, there's pretty windy today. I wanted to do a full-fledged fire thing, but it's too risky today where I'm at with the wind, so we just got a large pile of shavings we're going to work with right here for the demonstration. It's usable, but that spline could definitely use some TLC on like a grinder angle or a little bit of a belt grinder to it. But as you can see, we got the job done. And well, that's kind of going right at me there. I'm a little bit too close to the demonstration, I think. Ooh. Okay, guys, I'll make sure this thing is taken care of, and I'll be right back with you in just a few moments. Well, so far, the preliminary test on this is pretty good. Trying to put this thing into scenarios that are, fairly realistic. I mean, am I likely to use this knife in, said scenario? That's kind of what I'm trying to do out here today for this field test. And keeping that in mind, obviously, we've got, like any blade that you're going to take out with you, you got practical limitations based on its design, its durability, what the steel made out of, and those are all things to take into consideration. Thus far, this has performed pretty decent. So I'm more of a bushcraft kind of guy, and my knives are usually more focused towards that. And this being, like I said, more of a survival / maybe combat knife sort of thing. And primarily, and you don't usually particularly get this with Tonto points. The shape of the blade may look a little odd, but if you would notice, the tip is in line with the center, and typically you'll find that with combat knives, with the idea of stabbing in mind. So that has, I think, a lot to do with that design, because this is, to me, like I said, we're getting into survival, maybe even / combat knife with this. It's got the sharpness and the weight for slashes, and of course, being a Tonto and the way that tips design, so far, like I said, I've given it good scores. It's performed pretty well. It's done everything I asked it to within reason, and some tasks, it exceeded expectations. Okay, so and come down to brass tacks here. Some people are going to want to know, hey, would you recommend this knife? That does come with a caveat, and by no means is any kind of avoidance. It's just, this is new to me. I haven't had this knife very long. I can just tell you its initial performances are very well. I said it did make my expectations. In some situations, it exceeded my expectations, and it's still quite sharp. I mean, there's, get up here for y'all, and you can't even see me. Sorry about that, guys. Like I said, I've not honed this yet. I'm not making a dime off this. I don't get no money if you buy Eafengrow stuff, or anybody's stuff for that matter. All I got to say is I bought this with my own money, and I think it's worth the money I spent, especially when I had a 10% discount. So, it was about $70 originally, but I got a 10% discount, which was pretty awesome. So, and it's not too unwieldy to carry, especially if you're going out into the wilderness to practice skills. Like I said, now it's more of a bit of a chopper, and it's not your traditional knife to practice bushcraft skills with, but it has a really good choke up on it, and it's decently comfortable. Fits my hand somewhat decent. It's just a slight bit tight. I would have liked, because ideally the pinky would have come down in here, but my pinky rests through here. But I'm not really upset, because like I said, I got well above average hand size, so people with large hands, maybe even a little bit bigger on the bigger side, because I got double XL bear paws, so most people will find that pretty comfortable. And this choke up, I find to be quite comfortable, and it definitely allows for the control. And I got a real good strong grip, as you guys maybe noticed when I was cutting that piece of pine. I was holding it like this, clear back here, just one or two fingers on that, and just. However, like I said, it's usable. If you're into more like I said, survival knife kind of blades, that to me is more what this thing is. I can make it work for bushcraft. Quite obviously, we've seen it. It's a little more difficult to do fine tasks with that tip. And another thing, depending on how large your hands are, could make that easier or harder for you to do. If you got small hands, I wouldn't really recommend trying this for a bushcraft knife. But then again, it's your money, your time. If that's what you want, get it, practice. That's the only way you're going to learn to do anything. Some tools are better than others, obviously. Can I make this thing work? It's not a practical bushcraft knife. Absolutely, I can do that. But we'll go ahead and wrap this up. And again, thank you all very much. We hit over 500 subscribers. I'm real busy right now. We're logging, getting a sawmill, and we're sawing logs and stuff, so film time's pretty difficult. But I definitely want to do something special for the 500 subscribers. So we'll maybe I'll fire the forge up or something, maybe make something, and we'll do a giveaway for our subscribers. We'll see. I'll see what I can do, and I'll get back with the community on there. I'll post something on the community page, let everybody know kind of what I'm working with on that. But I thank each and every one of you. Please keep sharing, and subscribing. Let's see how big we can build the channel if you like what I'm doing. And I'll see y'all in their video.